Now let's consider the operating process of this carburetor. Pour a small amount of fuel into the branded cup. Press the primer bulb. The air inside is compressed. At the same time, the mushroom-shaped part of the valve is pressed against the seat surface. Next, the compressed air also acts on the walls of the rubber valve, which leads to the opening of the narrow slit in its same section. As a result, the air enters the discharge channel and exits the primer. When the bulb returns to its original shape, a vacuum is created in the primer. Atmospheric pressure presses the narrow part of the valve, closing the slit. At the same time, the wide mushroom-shaped part of the valve bends inward under the action of the pressure difference. The red arrows show the path of vacuum propagation. The vacuum from the primer is transmitted to the fuel chamber. Atmospheric pressure presses the sealing element of the bypass valve. Therefore, the vacuum is not transmitted through this valve. Through a special hole in the primer housing, atmospheric pressure is also supplied to the lower side of the fuel membrane. Under the action of atmospheric pressure, the membrane bends inward into the fuel chamber and, through the rocker arm, shifts the shut-off needle, opening the fuel channel. The vacuum is transmitted through the open channel to the fuel pump. Atmospheric pressure lifts the valve flap. The vacuum passes through the diaphragm pump and the next valve. The vacuum reaches the fuel supply hose. Under the action of atmospheric pressure, fuel enters the supply hose. It passes through the fuel filter and the diaphragm pump. Then it fills the carburetor fuel chamber and the primer bulb. Excess fuel returns to the tank through the return hose.